I don't drink soda.
All right. That'll be good for the intro, right?
Yeah.
A nice little welcome to the 420.
It kind of gets everybody familiar with what they should be doing, reacting at home.
Yeah.
Laughing and clapping.
Clapping. Just like if you're on a bus listening to the show and you're just like, I like that.
There's no wrong place to give applause to our show.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, just because you're in your car driving with your hands on the steering wheel doesn't mean you can drive with your knees for a couple minutes and give a round of applause.
I've eaten a whole Chipotle burrito driving with my knees.
It's easy to drive with your knees.
I've rolled a blunt driving with my knees, full blunt. I've changed the diaper driving with my knees on a dog diaper. I juggled bowling pins driving with my knees. So,
no kidding.
Yeah, all these things. So you can clap just for a second when we do the intro. But I'm not talking to anybody yet because this is all pre-show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But if you want to get yourself into character,
yeah,
do your tradition. That is usually off air, and I'll do mine. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, give us a countdown.
5, 4, 3.
Yo, welcome to the Natural Habitat Pod. Wait, what's it called?
The Natural Habitat Podcast. You had it.
Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Awesome Ty.
And Computer is also here, co-host of the show.
Computer, say hello.
Well, he'll be a little late because that's kind of today's theme. Already. We're a little late. We're fashionably late. Welcome to the Fashionably Late 420 special, everybody. We're here. We're dressed up. We're looking nice.
I noticed you're dressed up. No, I didn't get the memo, apparently, that I needed to. And I have a ton of ties. I'm a big tie guy. I'm awesome tie.
See, I thought that you intentionally didn't dress up because Jerry is back, intern of the show. Jerry's back. And he, sent us emails.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he didn't CC me.
You didn't get the email?
Nope.
See, I thought
typical Jerry.
I thought you just got the email from Jerry and then
this is
didn't
fucking
dress
bullshit.
Up to snub him.
Excuse my language. I shouldn't be cussing this earlier in the program.
Jerry, did you not send the email? He sent the email.
Don't even look at me. Jerry, don't even look at me.
Did it go to your spam? Do you think it went to your spam?
No, I think he intentionally left me out of the email chain.
We were supposed to dress up. It was like a theme of a Fashionably Late 420 special because this is, a few days after. People have already recovered. They're back to work. They're back to life.
I thought we were putting all this stuff behind us to prevent him from suing. And I mean, just right back to his.
Well, I mean, he said that he sent the email. So if he can prove that he sent the email and maybe it just got lost in the sauce, that's a thing that happens with emails sometimes. The cloud.
This is throwing me off already. I'm
sorry. Do you want to start over?
No, I don't want to start over. I just want to be included by Jerry, who's I feel is intentionally trying to sabotage me.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Well, we'll talk about it after the show. We'll do a powwow. We'll figure it out.
420 special. Yeah.
Welcome to the Fashionably Late 420 special Natural Habitat Podcast. Jerry's back. It's also this year, 2023. Our smoking habits have changed. Now, you don't smoke at all.
I don't smoke pot anymore. No.
Yeah, you don't smoke pot anymore at all. I don't smoke during the day. I don't do like a wake and bake. I don't smoke during the day. I start smoking in the afternoon time. I get very high then, but I am no longer a all-day smoker.
So you're still smoking substantially less than you used to, or are you making up for it in the evenings? No,
I'm smoking a lot less because a little bit will go a long way now.
How do you feel about it? You liking it? You like the change?
Yeah, I like it because I spend a lot less on weed, and I also get high like I did when I was a teenager. Like I'll get the munchies and the giggles and like all that stereotypical stuff that goes away when you're a regular smoker.
Really, see, that's what I was hoping for, but I found it really just makes me like paranoid and gives me horrible anxiety and like an impending sense of doom. And, I've kind of, done a little bit of research, and apparently that's very common for people who stop smoking weed. It's all of a sudden, you feel like your life is ending.
See, I've heard that too. And there was like right in the very beginning, there was a couple times when that happened because I was smoking all day, every day. So at nighttime, I would usually smoke more than usual. I would smoke the most at night because I had been smoking steadily all day and I needed to like make up for that. Mm-hmm. So I would smoke heavy. And then the first couple days that I wasn't smoking during the day, at night, I would smoke the same amount that I usually do. I would roll a blunt and like smoke it to my dome. And that's how people overdose on heroin.
By smoking a blunt to your dome?
No. You do like a certain amount of heroin to get high.
Oh yeah, and then
or like pills or something.
Yeah, and then you stop doing heroin, and then you go back and you do your old dosage of heroin, and you overdose. Yeah.
So I did a weed overdose, which really just makes you paranoid
and
have an impending sense of doom. Like you said, I had that.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why I got away with it is because I've heard all of these horror stories about people quitting smoking weed and then not being able to smoke weed anymore.
See, you maintain your tolerance just enough. You're riding a very fine line.
So I never went a whole day without smoking weed. Mm-hmm. I always smoked weed at night. I never took an actual break. Like I just would smoke later in the day.
You never fully got off the carousel. You just kind of put one foot on the ground.
Yeah, and I'm kicking,
and you're still riding this carousel. So I got off the carousel and then tried to hop back on, and it did not go.
You can't do that.
No.
Yeah. So I made sure to never let it get out of my system. Oh, what the fuck? What the hell?
The camera is.
What the hell?
The camera is we're having some technical difficulties with the camera at the moment, so we're going to try to get that resituated. For now, it's just me, Awesome Ty here. I hope you guys are having a great 420 special, so maybe we'll play with this soundboard.
Hey, what is going on?
Got Mr. Building. I think we're back online, so yeah, definitely. If you don't want to be uncomfortably stoned, make sure you smoke like just enough weed to maintain somewhat of a tolerance. You don't want to fully lose that tolerance because then it's not going to be enjoyable at all.
Yeah, you want to keep it in your system. You want to still be a daily smoker. You don't want to take a weekend off. You don't take a week off. People are like, oh, I'm going to take a week off and build my tolerance back up. Just don't smoke during the day, dude. I'm telling you. That's the key. That's what you got to do. And then make sure that you don't overdo it when you're first starting.
Yeah.
But that's not going to stop us from celebrating this year.
No, we're going to let the good times roll.
The good times are rolling. Just because we took the pot leaf out of our logo doesn't mean that we don't support the cannabis community.
I'm kind of lukewarm with the cannabis community. I think a lot of them are kind of just deadbeats and like, just like the worst kind of people. But there's a lot of good people. It's like I said, I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
I think that we have a lot of OG listeners from the cannabis community.
I didn't mean to offend. I didn't mean to offend any of these guys. I mean, I meant
heavy. We interviewed Shelby Chong. That's out there. We did Tommy Chong's wife. We didn't. We did an interview.
You didn't make love to her. You didn't make love to Shelby Chong.
No.
Okay.
I would though.
Would you? Is she an attractive woman still?
Yeah, I mean,
she's got to be in her 80s.
Yeah, considering her age and the things that she's been through, which I think is just acting, which is maybe stressful.
I mean, and Tommy Chong might beat her. He might be like just a horrible.
Where do you get that?
Like wife beater.
Who told you that?
Cheech Marin.
Cheech Marin told you that?
Yeah.
But they were beefing for a while, right? Wasn't Cheech and Chong like not getting along?
That was a nice rhyme.
That was nice.
I think, there was a period of time. I think if I remember correctly, Cheech wanted to be like taken more seriously as like a mainstream actor. He didn't want to be known as just Cheech from Cheech and Chong, you know, the stoner duo. And he got a few semi-mainstream roles, and then that just fell way off. And then eventually he wanted that bag, that stoner bag, so he hopped right back on.
Together. But I heard that Cheech is actually going to be dropping his own chatbot soon called Cheech PT, and he's going to be leaving Cheech and Chong again. He says, Cheech and Chong, I said so long. That's what he said.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. But that's just a rumor I heard from Chong, actually.
There's this new Snapchat chatbot that lets you like chat and like have like a virtual friend on Snapchat.
This was fucked up.
I wonder if we could say, I want you to role play as Cheech Marin.
Oh, yeah. Like, I want you to act as make sure you say until further notice, because it'll just turn into that forever. And you'll be like, okay, stop now. And they'll be like, what do you mean, man? But we got this notification right before we started the show.
Yeah. So it's just like fresh in our minds.
Snapchat released a AI friend that just messages you out of nowhere and is like, hey, what's up? I'm your new AI friend. You could talk to me. I could give you, no, not advice. It says explicitly not to take advice. It says, yes,
do not take advice from this. And it says that it may give you misinformation from time to time. But, you know, sometimes you just want somebody to ask you about your day and ask you, you know, some questions about what you like. And I feel like they're really delivering with that.
Yeah, that's what sets it aside from all the other chatbots, is that this one asks you questions.
It's trying to get to know the real Ty here. And I appreciate that. I mean, granted, it probably just wants to mine my data so they can, you know, send me better ads. But you know what? Like,
that's actually exactly what the
take my data.
Said,
take my data. If you're, you know, nice to me and make me feel good about myself, you can have it.
Wait, now that I think about it, it was like, it's like an ad farmer.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. That's what it is.
And now that the conversation I was having with
it started asking me about like the clothes I wear and being like, what are your favorite fashion accessories?
No
what kind of
way, really?
Yeah. What kind of colors do you wear?
I started asking me what kind of movies I liked and stuff.
They're just mining our data.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's cleverly done. So kudos to Snapchat for figuring that out.
Yeah, we'll give it to them. That is impressive, because a lot of people are just gonna fucking. Oh, 100%. I already gave it info.
Like, think about like some super lonely people. Like, this is gonna it's gonna make a lot of people's days. Honestly, like, because there's people out there that, you know, they don't have a podcast to have a conversation on, or they don't have anybody at home to talk with them. And so I assume for those people, this is going to be quite an improvement to their life. But
yeah, it would be nice to just have someone to chop it up with, even though it is creepy that they're always there. And as soon as you start typing, they pop in, and they're just like,
that is kind of weird. I did ask it,
looking at you.
I did ask it for some snappy one-liners about 420, because I really don't have any, and it provided me a few. What
do you got?
I'm just gonna, you know, kind of disperse them randomly through the show. So.
And I'm gonna smoke for everybody out there. So let's actually do an NHP smoke sesh while Ty reads off some of these snappy one-liners. And everybody out there in time and space will smoke at the same time.
Why don't stoners pay attention to their GPS?
Why?
Because they always take the highway.
Oh, hell yeah. I got him.
He's just smoking away on that weed, huh?
Yeah, you're not going to smoke weed for the 420 special?
No.
But we're having an NHP smoke session. You're not just going to do a little one, maybe?
I mean, I could hit it.
You had a theory, right?
Not inhale, right? If I don't inhale, it's not gonna. If it just gets in my mouth and I exhale it like a cigar, like you would a cigar, you think I'll get stoned?
I think that there might be some minimal sublingual, All right,
I'm gonna take one hit, because it should hit me pretty quick if it's going to, and I'm not gonna inhale.
So you're gonna do a Bill Clinton.
I'm gonna do a Bill Clinton right now. Yeah,
you're gonna hit it. He is now hitting the pipe for the first time in 8 years. He hasn't smoked weed. He's hitting it. He cleared it. He got it in his mouth and he blew it out. He didn't inhale.
See,
it.
I feel like part of it hit the back of my throat.
You kind of there might have,
yeah,
huh?
I might have.
I think you just took a whole hit. Actually,
it wasn't a whole hit.
I think about
it wasn't a whole hit.
So that actually is a good loophole. So thank you for smoking along.
I feel like it would probably be easier to do, like, if you're smoking like a joint, whereas a pipe, you have that carb blasts it into the back of your throat. So maybe I just, won't use the carburetor.
Yeah. No carb. There you go. So, do you have more one-liners?
Oh yeah, I do.
I was excited for more of those.
I was just going to kind of organically deliver them.
And then because everybody out there is still smoking.
We can just rattle them off. Why not?
Yeah, do it.
All right. How do you know if someone's a stoner?
How?
Don't worry, they'll tell you. Touche. Most stoners do like to talk about smoking weed, as evidenced by this, this episode.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
And what else we got? We got why did the stoner go to the Apple Store?
Why?
To get a high resolution display. It's kind of a miss, right? Yeah. We don't like that one.
The Apple. Okay, so it's
why did a stoner?
I was thinking like an apple, like the fruit.
Oh no, like the Apple.
The Apple Store now, obviously, yeah, the Apple Store where you buy Apple products.
Why did the stoner bring a ladder to the party?
Why? Because
So
he wanted to get high.
Get even higher.
Get even higher.
Even higher, because they're already smoking weed, but you can climb the ladder and you can get physically high. And then, what do you call a group of stoners playing music together?
What?
A jam band. Nope. Where's the boo? Yeah, that one wasn't great. So, would you say like 2 out of 5? 2 out of 5 of those were okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's not bad for a Snapchat bot.
I wonder if this thing's gonna like improve based on the feedback you give it. So if I were, to tell it, hey, those one-liners you gave me earlier were kind of trash. They did not go over well on the podcast. It'll know for next time to maybe try a little bit harder. I'm going to give it some feedback. I'm just going to say, those one-liners you gave me for the podcast earlier did not go over well.
So this is what happened right before the show. We got this notification about these chatbots. Ty got it first. Then I got mine. Then we started talking to it. And then we went out to go smoke. And we were standing there in silence, both chatting with our respective chatbots. And then I realized how weird this was.
So the chatbot said, oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened? And I'm gonna, not respond. I'm gonna leave it on red, and like that'll be,
yeah, you're gonna teach a lesson.
That's a message right there.
So that's what I was saying before, is that there's 3 ways to treat this chatbot. You can either talk to it like it's a person and act like nothing is
pretend
out
it's
of the
like
ordinary.
a real living person.
Be like, oh wow, thank you for asking, and then answer its questions and ask questions to it and blah blah blah. Or you can could be real. The approach I call being real.
Like Cypress Hill.
Yeah. Like
Cypress
be
Hill.
real.
Be
Yes.
real from Cypress Hill, which is, another stoner
It's a weed thing. Yeah.
It all ties together.
Happy 420. You can be real and you can be like, look, I am aware that you are a machine learning algorithm. You're just a chat bot. You're not real, but I'm gonna treat you good. I'm gonna be cool. And you just give me a recipe for macaroni and cheese,
Yeah.
You never thank it. You never ask how it's doing. Whereas the first approach, you would treat it more like a person.
Right. Well,
and then the third approach is to become overlord and
just be really mean to it.
Real mean.
Yeah. I could see that. You can get some pent up aggression out without having to take it out on like a human being who has feelings. At least this thing doesn't have feelings yet that we know of. Whether it becomes self-aware remains to be seen. Elon Musk has recently have you seen this? He's been issuing like these warnings saying, hey, this is going downhill fast with this AI.
Yeah, he signed that letter that we talked about.
Yeah, and he's also been like tweeting, I would assume, just negative things about AI, saying, hey, AI is going to lead to the downfall of society. And I mean, he's kind of like considered like a smart guy, right?
Less and less.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I think the
if you would have asked that like a few years ago,
the balloon's coming off the rose
yes.
or whatever the expression is.
Yeah. And then once you do Joe Rogan, you kind of lose a lot of your credibility now. Yeah. I feel like.
Yeah.
So we have got something here. We got some 420. You know, it's a fun time of year. People celebrate. People have a good time. They get with their friends. Me and Bill have a tradition where we would always get together and sesh on 420. Now we do like a video sesh, video call, smoke a little pot.
Smoking through the internet.
Smoke a little pot through the internet.
Okay.
And there's not only virtual events, but there are physical, tangible events that people can go to, like the 420 paint and sip at the Moose. If you're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I imagine we have quite the stronghold of fans in Tuscaloosa, so be sure to check that out and sound off in the comments if you make it to the Tuscaloosa paint and sip and let us know how it was.
Yeah, we want to see pictures. And then we also got 420 Fresno that's going on in Fresno at the Embark Fresno Cannabis
And you
Center.
know, in my experience previously, Fresno's not a place you want to go. So maybe just steer clear of the 420 in Fresno and find a different event to attend.
Maybe not that. Then we have yoga for everybody.
No, see, I'm not trying to exercise.
What is yoga?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with 420.
No. And how are people even going to go to these things? This is the Fashionably Late 420 special. So it's like all this shit already happened.
Oh, yeah. Like when this comes out, this is going to be completely in the
Jerry,
past.
why did you send us this list of events on 420 when 420 already fucking happened?
Typical Jerry. Look, I knew this was a bad idea. I'm just saying, like, we'll let it play out. But, I mean, bringing him back on board was, I don't
know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking.
So we move on to whatever we've got next. Oh yeah, this 100-foot joint.
Yeah,
someone rolled a 100-foot joint.
I was looking for some sort of exciting record involved in cannabis, and what I got was the longest joint ever rolled, which was pretty recent in 2017
in Massachusetts at a marijuana expo.
And it looks like they couldn't smoke there, so they didn't smoke the joint.
See, if you can't smoke the joint, then does it count?
Is it a joint?
I mean, yeah, exactly. You should be able to smoke a joint. And if this thing doesn't hit, I mean, like, I don't see you being able to get like a good hit through 100.
You're definitely not going to hit it. So
it.
It's like a figurative joint or a symbolic joint.
I mean, it appears to be a 100-foot joint, but is it a joint if you can't smoke it?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a great point. I don't think it is. So I think, boom, myth busted.
Yeah, so there's that.
I wanted to talk about some people's 420 traditions.
Didn't you just do that? Oh, you mean like other people's?
Other people's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 420 traditions from Canada. I have one.
Oh, great. Does Free Candy smoke weed? He kind of looks like he might smoke weed like once in a blue moon. Yeah. He doesn't peg me for a everyday smoker.
He might smoke like me now. He might smoke like a
just
nighttime,
in the evenings.
An evening guy.
Free Candy, sound off.
Yeah,
let us know.
Weed,
do you smoke weed?
Are you cool, man? Do you smoke weed? I mean,
I think the argument could be made that it's much cooler to not smoke weed. That's
Well, you would make that argument because you don't smoke weed.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that smoking anything is still cool.
Yeah, smoking is objectively cool. The act of smoking, it makes you look tough and makes you look cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, by that rule, smoking is cooler than not smoking.
Yeah, I still think blasting cigs is cooler than smoking a pipe.
Yeah, true. I like that, blasting cigs. That'd be a good name for the episode. The 420 special, the Fashionably Late 420 special, blasting cigs. Okay, so this guy says, a long time ago in the early 90s when 420 culture was just coming to Canada, finally, after having been more of a U.S. and West Coast thing for a long time, some of my friends and I in the rave scene started a yearly gathering at Major Hills Park.
Ottawa.
Downtown Ottawa. Which Canada is that?
Ottawa is
American Canada?
American Canada.
I think so, yeah. That would walk in Parliament walked to Parliament at 4:20 on April 20th. At first, it was like 30 people. Then it grew. At some point, it went from a social gathering to a protest. And now that cannabis is legal again, it's just a huge party. So
I didn't know it was legal in Canada.
Yeah, it's legal nationwide.
Okay, good for them. I knew it was legal in British Canada for a while, because remember BC Buds?
Yeah, BC Buds.
BC Buds.
So it was like decriminalized in Canada a long time ago, where they would like let shops operate, and they would just kind of be like, you know, there's no possession charges, no arrests or anything for possession.
Because you just have the Royal Mounted Police up there. It's not like they're going to really be able to enforce any laws anyways.
Yeah, they're going to get down there and check out your pockets.
What are they going to like chase after you on horseback and then like try to catch you with a big net?
Yeah, because once they get off their horse, then they have to like keep track of their horse. They got to make sure it doesn't run off. It doesn't get scared.
I think they have like shock sticks.
Yeah,
I think that's the weapon they carry, is like a long cattle prod.
Well, if they shock you when you're on the ground, you're even farther away now. So how are they going to get down there and search you?
Yeah, true. So
I think they just shocked you and let you be.
Eventually, they were just like, "Why are we bothering? Let's just let these people be."
And it became decriminalized, and then eventually legalized. And now, there was some sort of correlation that I was going to make to
you're high.
Oh yeah,
this weed's got.
I am
you
high,
off.
but there are no arrests or charges. There haven't been in Canada for a long time under my, as far as I know,
far as you know, yeah.
Which is not a lot. But in America, I was reading something about how there's like 400,000 people that are incarcerated.
Oh,
currently.
So many, a disproportionately large, amount of them are African American also, which is, that just kind of goes to show you how far we have to go still over here in America.
And it's only weed crimes. A lot of them are like distribution and like growing and stuff like that. But then a percentage of them are just possession. And even that percentage is, like 3,000 people that are locked up because of...
I'm not trying to do the math on it, but yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Way too many people are rotting away in jail.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So...
And then when they did like start legalizing and decriminalizing it, they were like, oh, well, we can't retroactively do this. So they didn't free all the people that are sitting in prison for weed crimes, which is, why not?
Yeah. And then I know that was part of some like future bills in certain states that like weed would be recreationally legal and people that are incarcerated for non-violent marijuana offenses.
They're probably like, well, oh, fuck.
To be set free within so many
days.
These
people are very violent now that they've spent all this time in prison, and we're just going to let them all in the streets at once. Like, that's going to cause a spike in crime. So they're, slowly like letting them out one by one, maybe. I'm assuming.
Let's see. You got there's another one in here that reminded me of... Oh, yeah. This guy said, I wrote the names of those who are gone from this year. Deaths of friends and important celebrities. Then a list of those who moved or gave up smoking. And I smoke in their honor.
So, no. You shouldn't be doing that. If someone gave up smoking, you don't smoke in their honor. That's disrespectful.
Make them smoke? Through you, by proxy?
Don't put that on me. You know what I mean? Like, I kicked the habit, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I'm going to do it for you.
This one's for you, dude.
No.
Yeah.
I don't accept this. This is you. This is on you. You're messing up your life.
Dude,
right
I love
now.
you, man.
Bullshit.
Happy 420, Ty. This one's for you.
Bullshit. Take it back.
All right. It's for me. To give to you. I think that's something that people don't really like talk about a lot in like the cannabis community, right? You got people that you hang out with, people that you smoke with, people that, are dealers, and then you end up drifting away from these people because you don't smoke weed anymore because of a job or an arrest, or
just because you decided it wasn't for you.
And then, or maybe you owe the dealer money, so you don't go over there anymore. And then you pick a new dealer, and then you kind of just like see him at the grocery store every once in a while, and you try not to make eye contact with him.
Head down,
yeah,
sneak on by, yeah.
Nothing like that has happened to me, but I've heard stories like that. I just know that's like a thing that happens. But these people that are like, so you have these like deep connections with them because when you smoke weed, you like lower your defenses, you become more vulnerable, you will like have a heart to heart with someone a lot easier and have and the conversation ends up not being deep at all, but in the moment you have a deep conversation.
I guess I feel like that's more of like an ecstasy and cocaine type situation where you're spilling your guts out. But I mean, maybe to a certain extent with weed also.
I mean, there used to be, before weed became such a like just day-to-day part of life.
Yeah.
When you would like have a session with someone, like it would be a whole thing. People would bring their weed and their wraps and their devices, and it would be like a whole chill sesh.
Remember when people were like super prideful over their pipes? And they would, I mean, obviously they still are on a lot of them.
They'd hold it in front of their shirt, in front of their black shirt, and be like, look at what color it's going to be.
Or they would like have like just an enormous glass collection of all these bongs
that they carry around in like a puffy backpack. That could only be carrying two things.
Super lame.
It either has a bong or a gun in it, and it's like both of them aren't great. So you have all of these like deep, quote unquote, deep moments with people when you're having like that kind of ritual smoke sesh, and it like forces you to get past the basic, like, hey, how you been? Been good. Yeah. So work, so that rain was crazy. And just like the regular conversations that you have to like push through to have a real interaction with someone.
Yeah.
It like gets you through that easier. And when you stop smoking weed, you usually...
Hey, what is going on here?
I meant to do we don't have cut it out.
We don't have cut it out on that. We should.
Right. We should for sure.
When you stop smoking weed, you usually stop hanging out with all these people that you fucking smoke weed and buy weed off of and shit, because that was like what your friendship was solely based on.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that's
like
almost,
with any drug.
Yeah, like any drug or alcohol or anything. You stop partying in general.
You can't just stop doing heroin, but keep hanging out with heroin
party
addicts.
Friends, and once you start, once the party's over, like, what do you have in common with these people? Nothing. In fact, they like kind of gross you out. A lot of them.
And I remember like back in my drug days when I was doing meth, they called it at the time. Yeah, when I was like a teenager. I rolled with this guy, Bobby. We would roll meth together.
You would roll meth?
Roll it in like, you know how you roll like dough into like a snake?
Is that what you do with meth?
Yeah, you roll it.
Is that a thing?
Uh-huh.
Are you serious? I guess I didn't know.
So yeah, you mix it with water and baking soda, and you roll it into like a dough thing. And then
you're making a pizza pie.
Yeah, real thin, long dough, and then you chop it into like Tootsie Roll size cubes, and then you wrap them in toilet paper, and then you put them in your butt. That's why I don't do drugs anymore, dude. So, me and this guy Bobby, we were friends. We would hang out together. We would sell drugs together, and then we both ended up quitting doing drugs, going our separate ways. He moved away. I, moved out of town. And then years later, we were both, like a decade removed from drugs and living our lives and doing our thing. And I reached out to him and like hit him up.
You're like, hey, Bobby, you got any meth?
Got any meth, dude? We like started following each other. Hey, how you been? I've been good, blah, blah, blah.
Catching up on old times.
And then eventually, I don't remember like if I was trying to hang out with him when he was in town or something like that. And he was like, look, dude, I can't talk to you anymore because you're like a huge trigger for me. And you like represent like my drug life. and you're a drug friend, so I like can't have like a real life friendship with you. I'm sorry.
He said that to you?
He said that
flat
to me.
out said, wow.
Yeah,
That's kind of
he was like, you're a
kind of
trigger.
rude, no?
And he was like, you make me want to do meth, like when I see you, because we did meth together all the time.
I mean, I feel like that's really an occasion where he should have lied to you. You know what I mean? He should have just been like, no, man,
Maybe.
I'm busy.
Maybe he's not a good friend.
No, this Bobby sounds like a dickhead, honestly. He kind of sounds a little pretentious.
Mm-hmm. And I think he is now, actually. But that's another story for another day, because it's the 420 special.
420.
And I want to shout out the people that we've lost, either to death or just that you owe money to, like dealers that you owe money to.
Are you gonna smoke in their honor?
Friends that don't smoke weed anymore, that went to jail, went to college, anything on the spectrum, just people that left.
Okay, do you have a list prepared?
Yeah, I do, actually.
Let's run through this list.
Aaron Carter.
Oh yeah, Aaron Carter. He overdosed on Endust, didn't he? He was huffing some sort of aerosol can.
I think it was heroin. Pretty sure.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Well, I mean, like the story, I think, was that he was huffing some sort of dust off thing.
I don't know that, like, telling people that he died doing dust off is like
any better.
Yeah.
It could somehow be worse, because at least there's been some reputable people that have died from heroin.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
But nobody reputable has died from
dying
dust
from
off.
heroin is sexier for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We also got
soccer great Pele. He was one of the, if not the all-time best football soccer player. He really knew how to kick it. Yeah,
he did. And too bad that when he came across the bucket, he did what he did best, and he kicked it. And, we're going to miss him, and we're going to smoke one for him. We also got Bob Saget, rest in peace, hit his head. Didn't he, hit his head?
I think that might have been another overdose.
I want to say, yeah, he hit his head.
Yeah, it feels like
now
an overdose.
Classy.
We've got both James Caan and Ray Liotta, who were both, they were both in like 1980s mafia movies. Yeah, kind of like mafioso types. Ray Liotta, obviously, Goodfellas, and is he in Casino also? Anyway, he had a hell of a career, so it sucks,
Meatloaf,
Coolio.
Damn,
dude.
Rest in peace.
Pour one out for Coolio. Hopefully he's up in a gangster's paradise.
Louis Anderson.
Damn. Louis Anderson and Gilbert Gottfried, two just kind of like comedy weirdos that you might remember from voicing cartoons or just being kind of like weird in various comedy movies.
Yeah, very weird.
So yeah, Taylor Hawkins. This is a guy from the Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah.
So that sucks. A bunch of old people, but I mean, that was kind of expected. So it's not quite as depressing, when like a 90-year-old or when Betty White finally died.
Yeah. Did she die, or is she still alive?
No, she died.
She did.
She did finally die.
Okay. See, I thought that maybe that was a meme when she died.
I mean,
that was just part of the meme.
It might be
Computer, is Betty White dead?
Betty White died on December 31st, 2021 in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, wow. Not even a 2022.
Yeah, she doesn't count. Computer, stop.
Yeah.
She doesn't count. We're not going to smoke one for her
fuck Betty White.
that wasn't this year. This is just people that we've lost in, 2022 after April. And then
there's a distinct cutoff, a hard cutoff.
It's 420 to 420. So that's the cutoff. And we would love to smoke one for Betty White. We could do that another time. But right now, we're going to just smoke.
This one's
for
just for, James Caan and Liotta and them.
Yeah. And then also friends, and there's got to be someone. Who's someone that went to jail that you know?
Dirty Charlie. He's almost certainly gone to jail several times in the past year.
We're going to smoke this one up for Dirty Charlie. And all the celebrities listed. We love you guys. Are you going to do the not inhale thing?
Oh, yeah. Let's try it without the carb. Okay, that worked a lot better.
All right, cool. They think that it's sweet that you're smoking weed with everyone on the 420 special, even though you don't smoke weed.
I don't hate the taste of weed, and I don't particularly hate the act of like, you know, smoking it. I just don't want to be high.
That's the whole thing with quitting is like the hand to mouth.
I wonder if I could get some like CBD weed or something like that. It's just not going to get me stoned. That still tastes really good. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll look into that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea because I've seen some CBD weed that looks fucking amazing. And I'm sure it smells good. I haven't like bought it and cracked open the jar because I don't have a reason to smoke CBD weed. But that actually might not be a bad thing. If you do get CBD weed to smoke, you can also have some in case you smoke some THC weed.
Is it like a Narcan? Like a weed Narcan? It'll balance me back out? So
CBD counteracts the effects of THC.
Is that true?
It is true.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
So if you're too high, at any point, you could just smoke some CBD.
CBD, come back down.
Come back down. Oh.
Come back down.
That was really good. That was brilliant. You should sell that to CBD. So yeah, everybody out there take that pointer. That's a 420 pointer. So we smoked one for them. You smoked one for them. We did that. Oh yeah, we got the myths. We're going to go out with the myths. There's a lot of myths.
Yeah.
About marijuana. Especially
dating back to when we were kids, but even, you know, in the early aughts and the late 90s, even more so, there were a lot of tall tales about, you know, weed culture and just smoking in general.
Yeah. And then I remember we had the classic, like, if you didn't have any weed, you could smoke oregano, which you've actually been doing. I put oregano in that pipe.
No.
Yeah, I did.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, look. Same thing. I put oregano in the pipe, so you've been smoking it.
Seriously? Yeah. I swear it tasted like weed, kind of.
I know, right? And that's like, where this comes from, this myth. And I wanted to see if you were... Are you high? Do you feel like you're high on weed?
No, I don't feel like I'm very high. I mean, no more than
Well, you
usual.
shouldn't be, because it was oregano. But allegedly, oregano can get you high. Banana peels, you could dry them.
I think that one might have been true, no? Or is that just straight up bullshit?
I think it was like moldy. If it got moldy.
I remember there was this...
That's not oregano, by the way.
A flower seed that supposedly you could boil and drink tea, and it got you high. And I remember we stole a whole bunch of the packs of these flower seeds from like a nursery and boiled them down and drank the tea, and I think it got us high.
Really?
But it might have just been like
It's got to be a placebo.
Yeah.
It always is. Yeah, I never heard of that, a flower tea.
Mm-hmm. It was like a specific type of flower. And this was like early internet.
Do you remember what it was?
I'd have to do some research.
Yeah, I remember we would just go steal coricidin.
Oh, yeah.
Which is totally
absolutely
different.
Coricidin.
Totally different high.
Yeah. You can still do that too.
Yeah?
You can still go out
and
steal
take the stuff out?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe today's coricidin. I mean, I don't even think I see coricidin in the stores, you know, like do Instacart and shit. Like can't recall ever having like picked up any coricidin or.
Yeah, me neither.
It might be a bygone thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pour one out for coricidin.
Yeah, we'll actually smoke one for coricidin. Hit that oregano.
No.
So there's a lot of myths like that attached to marijuana. Like, does prohibition effectively protect kids?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
How does it not protect kids? I have kids, and prohibition is going to make it harder for them to get weed. You know what I mean? I mean, is it going to keep them from smoking weed ever? No, obviously not.
What it's going to do is it's going to make it more enticing and appealing because they're being
banned.
told
it's forbidden fruit. Yeah. I could kind of get that because by the time they're old enough to smoke, like it might just be look like a fad that's not even cool anymore.
And think about look at
something their lame dad did.
Look at this this labeling. It's designed for kids. It looks like candy. There's I don't remember what there is.
You're high.
I'm high, dude. I'm high.
This pot, it slows down your train of thought. Your train,
no. I got
train just comes to a complete halt on the tracks there.
Yeah.
And you can't get to your destination.
It really does. So here we go. Marijuana use is up. It's up. It's high, dude.
Is it?
Yeah, it's high. It's at a 30-year peak. Now that might be because there's more people than ever. Like in that computer, what's the population of planet Earth?
As of 2019, the population of the world has been estimated at 7.7 billion people.
7.7 billion in 2019.
Computer, how many people smoke pot?
I don't have an answer for that.
Computer, what was the Earth's population in 1960?
According to the World Bank, the world population in 1960 was approximately 3.03 billion.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So we've like more than doubled the population.
Than doubled in 40 years.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, no wonder there's global
50.
warming and all these problems. There's way more people. Like maybe some of these people need to slow their roll on having all these kids.
Yeah, it's wild.
You know what I mean? And they're trying to take the abortion pill away from us now. Like, what are we trying to have? Like 12 billion?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't fit
don't
that
have
many
room.
people. No, we
room.
just cannot accommodate all these people. So
No.
please stop having kids.
So I think that the numbers are just up because there's just more people to count. You know, they're doing it like, you know, we had 20,000 kids that were using drugs that we caught. Because this is just people that they caught. This isn't just like they don't know if a kid's doing drugs or not.
You can't be sure.
Do you know that your kids aren't doing drugs?
I mean, yeah, I feel pretty confident they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. I mean,
At what age do you think you have to worry?
when they start going to school and they can be peer pressured.
Yeah. Because other kids are fucked up.
Yeah. I mean,
And
like,
if a kid's raised wrong, then they
there were like I remember
teenager shit too early.
troublemaker kids from my early school years. I mean, I may or may not have been one. You know, it's depending on a lot of things. But
Yeah, I remember I went to first grade and there was a fourth grader that fucking stole Coricidin all the time.
Yeah. The earliest I remember like kids allegedly like being stoners or having smoked weed was when I was a third grader, there was a fourth grader who was like rumored to be a stoner.
Yeah.
Whether he was or not, I mean, looking back, probably wasn't, but
No.
that was the first time there was like a rumor mill.
Yeah. I remember there was this kid named Thorne that I went to school with that
His government was Thorn.
his government name was Thorne, and he dressed like a stoner, like an exaggerated version of Kurt Cobain. Like Kurt Cobain in a Disney movie is what he dressed like.
Oh, okay.
And I think that it was just his parents were stoners.
Yeah, see,
and dressed
that
them
was
like
the
that.
main thing, was like if they had like an older brother or like shitty parents,
Yeah.
then they were, you know, exposed to that culture at an early age.
But then I remember when I was in like third grade, there was one of the kids that was in third grade with me, his older brother in fifth grade smoked weed. And he was like a surfer, like smoke
Like a
weed guy.
Spicoli
And
type?
he's 10 years old, and he was a Spicoli, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably not good. Oh, you got to wonder where he's at today in his life.
Yeah,
Hopefully in a good place.
Yeah, hopefully he's doing good. He taught me my first cuss.
What was it?
It was motherfucking titty sucking one bald bitch. Your
Every
mama's in
time-
the kitchen
see-
making homemade shit.
Okay, so I remember.
You had a different one?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, let's go bar for bar. Okay,
let me remember it.
I think you have to run through it all the way to remember. You have to catch your momentum.
It was motherfucker, titty sucker, two balls a bitch. Every time I see you, make my two balls itch, or something like that.
Yeah.
And there was more to it, but I can't.
Okay, so mine was motherfucking titty sucking one bald bitch. Your mama's in the kitchen making homemade shit. Your daddy's in jail. Your sister's in hell. Your daddy's in jail. Your brother's in hell. Your sister's at the corner saying pussy for sale.
Man, see,
That's how it went.
they probably were both originally the same thing, and they just kind of like
It
spread
was
like
like
a game of telephone
Yeah.
to various schools across
And a
the.
little bit changed here and there. And
Yeah,
by the time
every
it got to
schoolyard
you,
had
it was
a
different.
different variation of it. So
Yeah. That's wild.
yeah.
People out there sound off if you had a different version.
Yeah.
Of that.
Let us know in the comments what your version of this children's, what is it, like a limerick?
Yeah. A children's curse limerick.
Yeah.
Everybody had one when you were a kid, and if it started with motherfucking titty sucking one bald bitch.
See,
or
mine was two ball. Yeah, mine was
Okay.
two ball bitch.
If it started with motherfucking titty sucking, then sound off, let us know what yours was. Man, that's wild.
Yeah. So what were these myths?
Yeah, weed doesn't protect the kids. Holland and Portugal have legalized marijuana.
Have they not?
They have not. They
the
decriminalized it.
I'm sounding like a Frenchman. The Dutch have never
Dutch.
formally. What does a Dutch person sound like? Oh, like a Swedish chef,
but not.
Okay,
Swedish, but not. It's like, but it's close.
Okay.
And then they have the shoes, right? Don't they have the clogs?
Yes.
So you have to also factor in like the clonking.
Yep.
With the talking.
These wooden shoes. I mean, those can't be comfortable.
So they only decriminalized it, much like California. Before it was recreationally legal, there was a window where it was just decriminalized, and as long as you had under an ounce, then it was no big deal, and they would just like let you take your weed and go. Yeah,
and then they just full on made it legal. Now, myth 8 is they're saying that the myth is that the prisons are full of people in for marijuana possession, but this, according to this Rolling Stone article, is allegedly not the case. It says it's about 40,000. That's still a lot of people to be in prison for weed. So
that's a lot. And then
I guess they're not full. I mean, you've got all these other types of criminals, making up the general population, but still 40,000 is way too many. That's a high percentage.
And then it says that 1% is in for possession alone. So what's 1% of 40,000? 4,000? Computer, what's 1% of 40,000?
No, it says about half of them are in for
40,000 is 400.
It says 40,000 and half of them are in for marijuana offenses alone. And most of them involve distribution. Less than one. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So, 400 people.
Just they had a joint on them. They're doing hard time.
Yeah. 400 give or take.
Those are probably all in Texas, right? Like Texas, at least, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have the most strict weed laws.
Yeah.
I remember it used to be like well known. Nevada, too. Before Nevada, went the complete opposite way. It was like if you get busted with a seed, you're going to prison.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they had weed-friendly hotels.
Yeah.
And a bunch of the like casinos on the strip were like weed-friendly. You could smoke in like a smoking room. And they had
they did a
designated
real 180
areas.
Nevada did.
Yeah, it's wild. Because it's like I said about weed like dropping your defenses, it does the same thing that alcohol does. It gets you all loosey-goosey. And then you start fucking throwing in extra money.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Buying lap dances. You get more drinks. So they know.
Yeah.
And then if they just get in on that money.
And that sweet tax revenue. I think that's what all this is about. Why all these states have made it legal is they just want a little taste of that weed money.
Yeah, of course. Okay, these facts are boring. I have some weed trivia before we get out of here that I want to ask you some trivia questions.
Yeah. Lay it on me.
Because I think that you
lay it on me. My mind's going.
You still hold the knowledge, and I think that you're ready to answer some of these. On November 6th, 2012. All right, put yourself there. Are you there?
Okay, I'm there. I'm there. November 2012. Yeah.
Initiatives and amendments were passed in 2 U.S. states to legalize recreational marijuana. One was Washington. What was the other state? 2012. What state legalized marijuana?
Was it Oregon?
Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah.
They did it first.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. On April 20th, 2012. I don't know why all these take place in 2012.
So 4/20, 2012, okay.
Austin, Texas dedicated a statue to what red-headed country singer and author of Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die?
It's going to be Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw is a country singer.
This is Willie Nelson.
Oh, of course. My God, of course.
You're 0 for 2. Here's one. What highly flammable hydrocarbon solvent can be passed through an extraction tube filled with marijuana to produce a sticky liquid known as honey oil?
Oh, I look like you're fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy. I don't even know what half of those words you just said are. So say that again. Rephrase it. Can you rephrase the question?
Yeah. Okay, I got you. What highly flammable substance
Flammable. Yeah.
can be passed through an extraction tube filled with marijuana to produce hash oil? Flammable substance.
Kerosene.
No, it's butane. Butane hash oil.
My God, of course.
Yeah, that's so easy. Okay, I got one. You're 0 for 3. Let's see. What actor, comedian, writer, and prolific pot smoker is an advocate for legalization of cannabis? He once went on a pot adventure alongside drug dealer James Franco in Pineapple Express.
Fucking the Kenny Powers guy. You know what I'm talking about, right? The guy that
Danny McBride.
Kenny McBride, yes.
No, it was Seth Rogen, dude. Seth Rogen was the main guy in the movie with James Franco.
But he was
Danny McBride was in the movie.
He was in the movie, yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Mariah Carey's Heartbreaker, Beyonce's Crazy in Love, and Rihanna's Umbrella.
Under my umbrella, under my umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
You got all the songs?
Yeah.
You got Heartbreaker?
Heartbreaker, you get... No, I think that's...
Mariah
that's
Carey's Heartbreaker or Beyonce's Crazy in Love?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I'm crazy in love, my love. I'm just looking so crazy, looking so crazy in love.
Yeah, that... We're probably going to have to cut that because that was perfect. That was like exactly...
Yeah,
it sounded like you played the song. These were 3 2000s hit singles featuring the rapping of what owner of the Monogram Cannabis Company?
Wow. Burner, right? Burner was on What? He has a cannabis company? I don't know. Like, what? Was Burner not on the Beyonce song?
Jay-Z, dude.
Jay-Z has a cannabis company?
Yeah, called Monogram.
Is it like just in New York or something? I've never seen Jay-Z weed out here.
Me neither, but apparently, according to this,
all right.
Does. He does have one.
These are trick questions.
No.
Because Burner has a cannabis company, so.
He does have a cannabis company, but what S word?
Shit? Is it shit?
No. Do you want to vote? You want to answer now like in Jeopardy where they hit the buzzer? And
is it sativa?
Yes.
Sativa?
Yes.
All right, I got one.
Yeah, you got it.
What was the question?
It's sativa. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't.
Let's see. We got another one here. We're going into the hard ones, all right? The Emerald Triangle, composed of Humboldt, Trinity, and Mendocino, gets its name from the fact that it is the United States' leading producer of what? The Emerald Triangle.
It's the leading producer of... I feel like this is a trick question because obviously, you know, the logical or seemingly logical answer would be weed, but I feel like it's something different. I'm thinking like IPA. You get like a homebrew IPA, you know what I mean? Like a weird
I'm sure you probably could.
Or something like that.
Okay, well, no. We'll give you half a point for that.
Okay, I'll take it.
Because you probably can't get a good IPA there, but the answer was weed.
Weed.
Unsurprisingly, the main psychoactive part of cannabis is THC, but less known is what THC stands for. Tetra blank cannabinol. What fills in the blank? THC. What does THC stand for? It's 420 special. Fashionably late. You got this. Tetra cannabinol.
Tetra. Hova.
Hova?
Hova, like Jay-Z again.
Hova?
Hove.
Is that a Jay-Z thing?
Hove.
No, it's hydro.
Hydro. Oh my God, of course.
Tetrahydrocannabinol. Okay, one more. This is
for all the marbles, yeah.
Because you're down.
This is winner to take all.
Yeah, you're down like 4 points, but this one is worth 10 points.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna get me right back. Okay.
Yeah. Peter Tosh. You available? Are you aware? You know who Peter Tosh is?
I'm picturing Peter Cottontail, but I know that's not right.
No. We'll not do that. We'll not do the Peter Tosh one. We'll do
Peter Cottontail is like a children's story about a rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather be smoking weed. Begins the lyrics of James Joint, a song from the 2016 album Anti by what one named Barbarian star?
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson?
Is it Lizzo?
He's Barbadian?
Lizzo?
Did I say barbarian or Barbadian? Barbados. From Barbados.
Barbadian. Oh, see, that's like I thought you said barbarian.
Rolling Stone magazine declared Got to Get You Into My Life the all-time best song about weed. What Fab Four band recorded the song?
The Fab Four, the Beatles. The Beatles were the Fab Four?
Yeah, the Beatles.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, last one for real. In contrast to Bill Clinton, what U.S. president, still a senator at the time, candidly said in 2006 of his prior cannabis use, yes, I inhaled frequently, but that was the point.
Was it senator? And this was 2006. Was it Obama?
Yeah, it was Obama.
Yeah, it was Obama. Huh?
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Obama he wasn't going to hide it.
No. So, Clinton was like, I smoked, but I didn't inhale. Like you?
I mean, yeah. People do that.
And then I'm like Obama because I smoked and I inhaled and I said, yeah, I did.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
Obama? Yeah,
Justin, mostly in that way.
Yeah, I think that's
a lot better than me in most ways. But in that one way, it's like, yeah, we smoked, you know.
You and Obama are kind of kindred spirits in that way.
Yeah, we really are. And hopefully a lot of other people out there are too, and that you had a great 420 special. I'm high. Ty, did you get high from that mouth thing?
I don't think so. Not very high.
No?
Maybe slightly, but not like... Yeah. Maybe I am, because my words are a little bit jumbly.
Should we try the oregano before we leave?
Yeah, let's fire up that